So now you have a basic understanding of how the IELTS reading exam is structured. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is go over the different types of reading questions you're going to encounter during the exam. So let's go ahead and review those. Now, as you've heard me say earlier, there are around 14 question types that you have for the reading section. Some of these reading questions they used to do in the past and they don't really do now. So for example, in the past, there used to be a classified question, and it's only on maybe a rare occasion you might see a classified question. They've started kind of phasing out the short answer or open-ended question. You're starting to see more of the choose two from a list or choose 4 or 5 from a list question. So we're always monitoring the exam to see what they're focusing on in terms of the reading questions so that we can really help guide you in terms of what to really pay attention to and really make sure you understand how to do very, very well. Now, there are certain question types that always go in order. The short answer question, always in order. Yes, no, not given, true, false, not given, in order. The headings question, it goes in order, but with the headings question, in the general exam is referred to as a sections question. Which section does this appear in? Which paragraph does this information appear in? That naturally just goes in order, okay? The multiple choice question, the standard multiple choice question goes in order. The fill the blank question goes in order, and a flow chart that has arrows pointing down from one box to the next box will typically go in order also. Okay, now there are other question types that I would say mainly go in order. And what I mean by mainly go in order is I can't say 100% of the time they go in order. I have rarely seen these question types not go in order, but you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware of it. And so, the sentence completion question, most of the time it goes in order. A summary question, most of the time it goes in order. Sometimes, if you have 5 questions in a summary question, sometimes if questions 3 and 4 are together in the same sentence, you might find them in inverse order in the reading passage. So that's possible. A table question, same thing. If you have 2 blank lines within a table or 2 table questions right next to each other, one might be, question 6 might be in the second sentence of paragraph number 3, and question 5 might be in the third sentence. So you have to be aware of that possibility. Same thing with the diagram question. So I say that it goes in order, but to be aware of those situations when it may not go in order. Okay, but your first assumption should be that that question is going in order. Now, with your questions that are going in order, it basically follows the same process. You're starting off by underlining or highlighting the key words. I say highlight because some people are doing the computer-based exam and you can't underline, you would highlight. Basically, you're asking yourself, what is this question specifically asking me for or about? That's going to help you identify the key words. Also, almost all of the questions that go in order, right? The questions that go in order, after you identify the keywords, you have to then move forward and scan the passage for that matching language. And then afterwards, you're going to apply the specific question strategy. Now, later on in the upcoming lectures, I'm going to go through each specific question type, and I'm going to explain the question strategy, give you examples of what those questions look like, and then I'm going to give you lectures where I'm going through full passages explaining and applying the question strategy. Now, there's some question types that do not go in order. Paragraph location question. They love this question. You're going to have this question on the exam. The matching question or classification question, but really it's just the matching question, right? That does not go in order. And the pick 2 or 3, really it's pick 2 or 5. It could be pick 2 from a list, 3 from a list, 4 from a list, 5 from a list. But they really have been asking that question type more and more on the recent exams this year. In terms of the answering process, it's the same basic answering process. You're underlining or highlighting keywords, but the scanning process is much more difficult because the questions are going out of order. So the language for question number 1 might be found in paragraph number 4, and the language for question number 2 might be found in paragraph number 2. So it's completely out there. They're out of order, and that makes it really, really challenging. And that's why for most of these questions that don't go in order, I normally tell students, if you have a question in a reading passage set that is not going in order, what you want to do is do that question last. Do the fill the blank question, then do the matching question, then go back and do the paragraph location question. That is the best strategy for handling questions that do not go in order. Because if you do the questions that go in order, it will give you an opportunity to be able to look and review parts of the passage, and then you'll be able to go back and answer that question much, much easier. Now, here is an example of a short answer question on the left and a fill the blank question on the right. Next, on the left, we have what a yes, no, not given question looks like, and the multiple choice, the standard multiple choice question is on the right. On the left side, this is what a flow chart will look like, and on the right side, we have the headings question. Next, we have a sentence completion question on our left side, and on our right, we have a summary question. This is a summary question where you just have to scan. They don't give you answer choices to choose from. You have to find the sentence, and then based on the language of the sentence, choose the word that goes on the blank line. You have a table question, which is on the left, and a diagram on the right. Then we have a paragraph location question, very challenging question here. And then we have the pick 2, 3, like I said, it could be pick 4, pick 5 from a list. And then we have the matching question, which normally appears on the real exam. And you have the summary question where they give you the answer choices to choose from a box. Now, with that kind of question, you have to find the matching sentence in the passage, read the sentence for the answer, and then most likely they're going to use a synonym for that in the box, and you have to choose that as the answer choice. That's the second type of summary question. Okay, and coming up next, we're going to be going over the scanning a passage process, and then after that is what you've been waiting for. We're going to be going over the question type strategy and application of that strategy. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to teaching you and helping you on your journey. I'll talk to you soon.